Welcome back to my channel. This is AC Productions, and today I'll be showing you on how to do a headlight cutoff switch. Now let me show you what I mean. Go ahead and turn on the bike, and as you can see, our headlight turns on. I'm going to show you on how to do a switch so you could be able to do this. Turn off the main headlight and only ride with your DRLs on. Alright, so let's get to it and let me show you what you need to do. Alrighty guys, as you can see, I have my whole headlight already out of the bike. It's because I'm doing multiple projects and, you know, recording as I come across these kind of projects. So to access the headlight connector, it's going to be this one. So obviously you're going to have your headlight already here. So you would have to remove this bottom fairing piece to get access to the area over here. And most likely your connector would be like around over here, and the headlight connector is going to be this guy right here. So look for this white connector. Obviously the headlight's off, so that's why it looks like this. But once you find this headlight connector, you could go ahead and unplug it, and we're gonna get to the cables back here. As you can see, I already have stuff connected here because this is my auxiliary fog lights, and I have it connected to the headlight switch here. So what we're gonna do to be able to turn off our headlight is, if you notice right here, there is two wires. There's gonna be a white wire and a yellow wire and a black wire. Obviously black is ground negative, yellow is high beam, white is low beam. We want to get to this white cable, low beam, and we're gonna actually cut the cable. So before we do that, we need a little bit more cable because this is so short, we're not gonna be able to really tap into that. So we're gonna get our blade and we're gonna cut a little bit of the casing here to expose more of this white cable. If you guys are enjoying this content, please smash that like button. If you haven't yet subscribed, please consider subscribing, as it helps out my YouTube channel, help me grow. If you guys have any questions, leave them down in the comments below. If you guys would like to see some future videos, leave some comments down below. Let's get back to the video. Okay, as you can see, I already cut the casing and I already got most of this white wire already exposed. All right, so next what I'm gonna do is we're going to go ahead and snip the wire. All right, so just find a good spot on where you want to snip the wire. For me, because I have my auxiliary lights, I'm gonna still connect to this part of the cable, probably right there. So for me, I will probably go about there. Go ahead and snip that. Okay, so next we're gonna do is we're gonna get our switch and a little bit of extension cable. Okay, so next we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and splice these cables. So splice this one and splice that one, and then after that we are going to connect the cable that I already had selected. I got this one. I'll have a link in the description below of where I purchased this one, which is pretty cool because it's all encased in black, and then when you need it, you have your cable. So as you can see, I spliced this one very short, and then this one kind of long. This one is gonna go towards the front of the bike by the handlebars, and this little shorty guy is going to go over here at the front. Now you can see that this one is a red and black cable, and obviously we don't have red and black here, it's all white, but that's okay because we don't really have to worry about the red and black because it's all going to go to just one connector. So there is no real negative and positive in this situation because both of these are positive. So I'm going to go ahead, and after we splice it, I'm going to put a little bit of heat shrink tubing over this and over this, put the two wires together here and here, and then put the tubing over it and shrink it. So let me go ahead and put all that, and I'll show you how it looks like before I shrink it with the tube. All right, this is how the wire should look like right here. You just want to put the two ends together and then just twist them until they look like this. And now that you got it like that, now you could go ahead and put the tube over it, and then we could go ahead and shrink the tube on this particular wire. So let's see if we can get it. There we go. So slide it over until you make sure you cover, you know, both ends right about there, and then you're gonna go ahead and shrink it. Now the size of the heat shrink tubing that I'm using, and it's gonna be this one right here, 332s. That's the heat shrink size tube that I'm using, this guy right here. So you pretty much want to cut up two pieces, and then after that you're just going to go ahead and grab your lighter and then just put a little bit of heat on it, and it's going to pretty much shrink the tube. So I'll go ahead and do that for you guys. Alrighty. And that's all there is to it. All right, so you make sure you go ahead and do that for the other connector, or the other wire. All right, now that I already heat shrinked the tubing already over on the cables, as you can see, everything's already all cut up here. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna get electrical tape, and we're just gonna go ahead and put this all back together. And then after putting electrical tape, I may put a zip tie here just to kind of secure everything. Alrighty, so this is pretty much how it looks like. This is what I used to wrap everything up, and then I got the zip tie right over here. And then here is the cable, and then we're just gonna go ahead and put this cable cable in over here. All right, guys, so let me get everything all tidy up and then I'll show you what to do next. Alrighty, guys, so now that we are about to wire up for our headlight cutoff switch, I'm gonna go ahead and remove this tape that I did earlier, and we're gonna undo this. Yes, all right, so there we go. Make sure that these cables are twisted. Now you're gonna grab the cable from your switch, and we're gonna go ahead and splice a little bit of these two cables. So you guys do the same. Okay, next we're gonna grab some heat shrink tubing. Now the ones I'm gonna have for these small individual cables will be these two little guys, and the size for that one is going to be this guy right here, 1/8 inch. After that, we are going to grab a bigger one to kind of put over the whole thing, and that'll be this guy right here, a small one, and that one's going to be this one right here, 1/4 inch. So now that we got those two pieces already, gonna grab want to put the heat shrink tubing on the cables first. Go ahead and slide that through. If anything, I probably have to just, you know, open this up a little bit so I can slide the heat shrink tubing a little bit more. Okay, so that's pretty much what I did. So now those heat shrink tubing are on both of the cables. All right, so next we're gonna grab our cables, and we're just gonna pretty much match it, even though it really doesn't matter, as we're just you know, splicing into the one part of the cable anyway. But we're gonna go ahead and match it up for the video. All right, so you could get it, cross it, and put it in like this. Same thing with this one. We're gonna do is gonna put it as an X, and he's gonna fold one over the other and then just twist it. Okay, make sure it's nice and tight. Okay, I'm gonna slide the heat shrink tubing over the wire on both of them. Get the lighter and then shrink the tube. Okay, after you heat shrink both of these connectors, go ahead and slide your bigger tube to cover both of the connectors like that. And hopefully I put enough on here to kind of make it look like nothing ever happened. All right, and almost. So pretty much like that. Heat that up and you'll be all set on that department. Okay, now pretty much lastly, the only thing left to do would be to tidy up all the wires. So just grab your wires, and normally what I like to do is just follow other wires that are already here. So probably grab a zip tie and then just pretty much just zip tie along here. Also make sure you check the steering, so move left and right on the steering to make sure that the cable is not being tugged on anything. Alrighty guys, so I pretty much already got all the headlight and everything back on. And don't worry, there's a video about these little guys coming soon. Okay, so let's go ahead and turn on our key. Okay, as you can see, the light is turning on like normal. Let's go ahead and press that button. And now we're able to turn off our headlights. Now we could be able to ride just with the DRLs on. No need for that main headlight to be on when riding in the daytime, really, as long as you have some type of lighting. All right, so let's go over to the other side of the part of the bike where I had pressed that switch. And as you can see, that the bike is on. Now I don't have the engine running, but you can see that the dash is on. Here's the switch. So go ahead and press that, and you guys will be able to see the light over there. So let's see if we can get that all in one shot. Alrighty guys, so that pretty much concludes the video. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and I'll catch you guys on the next one.